What's going on, guys? So in this video we're talking about a fragrance that I had super high hopes for, even though I knew going into it was probably going to be very redundant to a specific fragrance. It's a dead ringer for it, though admittedly it is a little higher class, higher quality smelling than what it's redundant to, which we'll discuss shortly. But we are talking about Mercedes-Benz Select Day. So stay tuned. Now, as far as scent is concerned, well, it smells like this. Versace Eau Fraiche. There's no denying the similarities. It opens up very similar, though it doesn't have that sour citrus. This is a much brighter citrus. I'm actually going to give myself a nice little spray. The atomizer, as we showed in the presentation, is fan-frickin-tastic on this. I love the bottles. The bottle's absolutely gorgeous, but it comes down to the scent, and here it's much more watery. It's a more aquatic and watery take on Versace Eau Fraiche. Though there are a citrus's note, it's an amalgamation of them. It doesn't have that sour starfruit carambola note. At least I don't smell it. If it is there in this citrus blend, it's toned back greatly, and other things like lemon and bergamot and stuff like that are kind of drowning it out. But it is a very lovely smell. Very watery and aquatic. The C notes are dominant here, and they stick through the whole life of the fragrance. It remains watery from start to finish. Now, when it does start to dry down and those citruses kind of go away, the green notes and the spices kind of take over with that watery aquatic tone. It still maintains all of the freshness, but there's this nice green, fresh, spicy feel to the fragrance, and it's not heavy. It's a very light toned spice in the backdrop that just provides a little bit of depth to the scent, so it's not just a basic generic aquatic, though again not super deep and complex. It does smell amazing. Honestly, it smells a little bit better than this one, but not enough to make a big enough difference to where it's like, oh my god, you should definitely get this over it. You should get whichever one is cheaper, whichever one you can get cheaper. And at the recording of this, I paid around $60 for this from FragranceNet after the 37% off coupon code. So until it's more readily available and cheaper than Versace Eau Fraiche, I can't with good conscience recommend you guys get this one, unless you just want the cleaner, more higher class smelling version and the gorgeous bottle. If you're a sucker for gorgeous bottles for, you know, shelf candy, eye candy for your shelf, then yeah, this one's definitely, don't get me wrong, this has always been a cool looking bottle, but this is gorgeous. It just is. There's no denying it. But like I said, it's a dead ringer for Versace Eau Fraiche. Super redundant if you have Versace Eau Fraiche or other Versace Eau Fraiche like fragrances. But it's honestly a slightly superior take on the scent profile and a little bit more aquatic. Now let's discuss performance. So it's kind of what and what with Versace Eau Fraiche as far as performance. On my skin, kind of falling in that 5 to 6 hour range in longevity, about what I expected. I've been wearing this one to the gym. It was my scent of the day earlier. It's my scent of the evening tonight. I've been getting some good use out of it. I'm doing random test sprays with it, and that's why I was ready to do the review, because it's such a dead ringer. I already know exactly how I feel about it. It doesn't change and develop drastically from what you get in the opening to the deep dry down on my skin. So it's kind of an easier review video to do, to be honest with you guys. So longevity, 5 to 6 hours. Very loud, very bright, just like Versace Man Eau Fraiche in the first hour to hour and a half. Then, admittedly, does sit pretty close to the skin and becomes more of a personal scent. Somebody would have to pass, you'd have to pass really close to them for them to smell you after about 3 hours, 2.5, 3 hours, I would say. It's much, much close to the skin at that point. But it's a super fresh aquatic, and honestly, for the most part, the scent profile and the performance kind of match one another. The sillage is more on the mild side. Again, this is not one that's going to have a really strong trail. It doesn't even fall into that moderate to mild trail because I don't even get a lot of random wafts throughout the time that it's on my skin. It's ever so faint once in a while, earlier than later into the lifespan of the fragrance, that I'll get random whiffs and smell it on myself without having to go look for it. It is one of those fragrances that once you spray on, after it calms down, it's easy to forget about, and it is one that if you're going to go through an 8 to 12 hour work shift, you will need to refresh unless you have this miraculously amazing skin chemistry that reacts to this to where it just turns into this monster performer on your skin. I'm sure that exists out there, but it's more improbable than anything else. But honestly, for the scent profile, for as fresh as it is, because it is mega fresh, the performance suits it. Final thoughts on Mercedes-Benz Select Day. I do think this fragrance is better than good. I don't think it's in the very good territory. I kind of rate it right there on par with Versace Man Eau Fraiche, with Azzaro Chrome Sport. A little bit better than Kenneth Cole Blue, because that's more chemically synthetic than this. The biggest thing that this one can hang its hat on, besides the presentation, as far as the scent, is the scent does come across as a little bit more higher, a little higher quality overall, a little higher class in scent profile than every fragrance I just named that smells like Versace Man Eau Fraiche. So for that, like I said, still just better than good. I'm going to give this one a 6.5 out of 10, which, like I said, better than good. My good rating is 5 and 5.5. So it's just a half a point out from being dubbed very good at 7 out of 10. 6.5 out of 10, I believe, suits it. Now, if this one was, you know, some big step up in performance, like my newest clone from Armaf, Eau Fraiche, the Eau de Parfum clone of Versace Man Eau Fraiche, that blows both of these out the water in performance and smells just as good a quality as the original. So that one is in the very good territory. This one, though, better in scent quality overall. Just the quality, not the depth, but the quality. This one's the best of the bunch, but in performance, once Armaf Eau Fraiche is more readily available and a little bit more affordable, that's the way to go. That's the one that I would recommend over this and even over the original Versace Man Eau Fraiche. Well, that's my thoughts and feelings on Mercedes-Benz Select Day. And until next time, do me a real quick favor. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. So I do appreciate all the feedback, and I love hearing from you guys. How many of you have tried this? What do you think about it? Do you feel the same way I feel? I can't imagine too many people kind of disagreeing with me on this. And if you disagree with me, that's totally fine. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it down in the comments below. Tell me why I'm wrong and why it's an amazing superstar of a fragrance, or why it's complete trash and it's a pass for you. Because I can hear an argument for that one too, because for the price point, it's not worth getting when you could just get what it smells like, get the original. You're getting the same performance, slightly lighter quality, but in the air, nobody's going to be able to tell the difference. They're going to think you're wearing Versace Man Eau Fraiche. And until next time, I will say, if you get your hands on Mercedes-Benz Select Day and you give it a spray now, I don't know, there's a chance you might thank me later. Have a good one, guys.